What's good, guys? Welcome back to Sitting Courtside, episode 14. It's your boy Jerry D, of course.
And it's your boy Dante.
We're getting really into the thick of the NBA season. Teams are about to hit their double-digit amount of games soon, so we're actually getting into the thick of it. I know it has me excited, and I damn well it has you excited as well.
Yes, sir. Like we said last week with the first episode of this podcast, where we can actually talk about NBA games and what's going on within the league.
Yep.
Like you said, we're getting to the thick of it now. So we really have a lot of different things to talk about. We have a lot of material. We have a lot of, we have a few games to go over and a good sample size to kind of, talk about some players, how poorly, how well they're doing. And I'm excited to get into it, Jerry.
Exactly, man. Hey, likewise, man. But hopping right into the thick of this podcast, we're going to start with a pretty big headline name team in the Golden State Warriors, who look a lot better than what some people would have imagined over the summer after acquiring CP3, obviously. Just got a couple numbers to run off for you.
Yep.
Currently, they're 6-2 through these 8 games. Steph has made at least 4+ three-pointers through those 8 games, which makes him the first player to ever do so.
Ridiculous.
Averaging 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. So just give me your general what you saw. Like, are you shocked that they're 6-2 through 8 games, or you're not surprised? Like, this is what you expect from an MVP candidate.
Honestly, I didn't really know what to expect from the Warriors going into this season. I don't think I really had high expectations, nor did I have like low expectations for them. At the end of the day, it's the Warriors. They know how to win, clearly. They've had a lot of moving pieces over the last few years, and they've still ended up, figuring out how to make it work. Chris Paul, seems to be fitting in as well as he could coming off the bench. I mean, he's had a few hasn't been the best shooter, especially from 3, but assist-wise, his assist to turnover ratio is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And Steph Curry, you said it a few episodes ago, like dark horse MVP candidates. I don't even think it shouldn't even be a dark horse. He's just so good. And it's like when you have a generational player like that, it doesn't matter, if a team made questionable moves in the offseason, if you're going into a season, how are they going to fare? How is it going to work out? If you have someone like Steph Curry on your team, it's going to work out. He's good enough, to make it work. And I think that's just what we're seeing. I think the Warriors are going to be just fine. We've talked about, is Chris Paul going to get traded at the deadline? How is he going to last the full season? Whatever. But to me, it seems like it's going to work out. So, I mean, the Warriors look like they're back to doing Warrior shit. And that's, being one of the scarier teams in the Western Conference. So I think it's going to be like that for most of the year.
You kind of just to piggyback off of most of those sentiments that you just had, I couldn't help but agree. Offense looks really good. They're like top 10 in points. I think even the defensive efficiency rating is at least top 15. So they're right where they probably need to be, at least, through this 10-game span or whatever it is. But I'm just I'm really just fixated on how it looks come postseason time. I think during the regular season, they're going to be one of the better teams all year. I think they're going to be top 4, top 5 in the West. I can't imagine them having to go through like a play-in tournament or nothing like that unless injuries occur or, any of those other freak accidents. But I'm not really surprised. I think given the fact that you mentioned the Steph Curry effect, how about a Draymond Green? How about a Klay Thompson? Even a Kevon Looney, or just having guys like
even Jonathan Kuminga. He's having a good start to the year too. 13 points. 13 points, third highest on the team. I do think the one concern, maybe not concern, but something that they need to figure out is that, and just like scoring, because it's kind of like you have Steph at 31 points, Klay at 16, then you have Kuminga at 13, and then it kind of like fizzles out. I think you kind of have to you need more from these bench guys. You need more from these other, the supporting cast. It's working, like it is, and it's like I could be, eating my words, like they're winning games, so it doesn't really matter. But when it comes to playoff time, like you said, you crunch down the lineups and stuff, who's going to be the true third option? Is Kuminga going to be the third option on this team? You know what I mean? You need to start seeing more from the supporting cast.
No, exactly. And I think teams actually, intend to play you for it's obviously that meme where you sit up and it's like it's game time. That's what's going to happen.
You lean forward.
Playoff time. I'm expecting teams to tighten some stuff up, actually play a little more physical. And I think the biggest hole for me for the Warriors is going to be size, which
Mm-hmm. Oh,
obviously
definitely.
I really thought signing Dwight Howard over the offseason would have been something that would have been great.
I'm surprised they didn't do it, to be honest with you. I really thought that was going to be a move they'd commit to.
Yeah, because I think that's the one hole that they've had in their dynasty for years. It's always been lack of depth at the center position. They had
Mm-hmm.
JaVale McGee, which was probably one of their better centers, along with Andrew Bogut, maybe.
Andrew Bogut, yeah.
Yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
it's other than that, you got undersized people playing a position, and it's worked. Hell, like you said, they won 4 championships within like that 8 year span. So,
Mm-hmm.
hey, you're doing the damn
They,
thing. But
they know what they're doing. I
playoff
know.
time, they run into like a Minnesota, or they run into obviously a Denver or an LA team which beat them last year. It's it gets concerning. So for the regular season, I think they're going to be, like I said, pretty damn good team, 40 plus wins for sure, maybe even 45 plus wins, and they'll ride into the postseason. But I don't know what it's going to look like come March or come
Yeah.
April, whenever we're getting to the
Yeah.
thick of the hunt, and maybe let's say they're in the 7th seed or something like that, and size is going to be a killer. And like you said,
Right.
consistency from other places. You know what you're getting from Steph. You hope to get a little more from Clay. You hope to get a little more from Kuminga even, or the rest of the pieces, so that they can actually fill out the rest of the roster and actually make it more competent on the court. Because right now you only have like 2 or 3 legit scoring threats, I guess. You kind of need everything to work in a cohesive unit. And I
Yeah.
think Steve Kerr will figure that out later. But
Yeah. I think they will figure it out. I just do think it's something that you can't like brush over right now. It's
yeah,
something you have to keep in the back of your mind. And like Clay, I do think will eventually take another step up.
yeah,
He's usually around like, right around 20 points per game. I can see him bringing those averages back up there. Even like, I was actually looking at it last night. Like Andrew Wiggins, he's someone that I feel like I know he missed a lot of time last year, but he's been quiet the last
yeah.
the last like year or so. So I'm expecting a lot from someone like Andrew Wiggins as well. But
That's a guy
there's
that was a
time.
20 plus point scorer too at
Number
some
one
point in
overall
his
pick.
career.
Yeah. We're only 8 games. They're only 8 games into the
Yeah.
season, so obviously they have more than enough time to figure it out. But I mean, so far so good for them. For what they have, they're making it work. So I think that they'll for the regular season they'll be good. Like you said, come March, April, that's the true test. So
Last question on this topic before we do move. Obviously, you
mm-hmm.
mentioned CP, and
mm,
he's actually top 10 in assists right now, assist to
mm.
turnover ratio,
I
which
have
is
him on I have him on my fantasy basketball team. He
it's what you
was one of
expect
my
from a
last
point guard.
picks.
Hey, that I think he might have got a steal, but with how
So
they're
feel good.
through those 8 games, do you think that they keep him throughout the rest of the season? Obviously, they're doing well right now. The answer would be no. There's no need. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right? They're
Right.
6-2
Mm-hmm.
through 8, but later in the season, they get that snag. They can struggle. Hell, every team does it. Some teams struggle a little more than others. For a team like Denver, they lose 2 games back to back. That's terrible. This is the lowest mark. We're never going to do that again. But for a team
Uh-huh.
like Golden State, I don't know. It could be 4 to 5 game skid or whatever it is. So,
Right.
can you see a world where they trade him, or do you think they keep him for the rest of the year?
No, I definitely see a world where they trade him. Right now, the answer is no. But like 8 games is it's a sample size, but it's not a big sample size yet. Let's say trade deadline comes, they're around 500. You could really tell that they're struggling with their rotation, with not having a solid big man in there. I can see a world where they just do a switch. They trade Chris Paul for a big man, power forward center,
Yeah,
just another scorer maybe or something like that. If CP gets his value up and he proves that he can be a bench player, or he's still showing that he can obviously
took the
dish out
words out of my
assists.
mouth.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he's still ages like fine wine. Like, he's definitely valuable to a good amount of teams in the NBA. So I do think that there will be teams that maybe will be eyeing him. Um, it's really going to come down to like how the team's looking in a few months. If they are doing bad, like I said, around 500, then he will be the odd man out. But it's really going to be up. It's going to be depending on what's on the table. Like if there's no one out there that's available, no. But like if there is a move that they think that will make them better, and you solve that depth issue, the big man issue, I can see it happening. But as of right now,
Yeah, like I think it's a foregone conclusion. I'm not
mm-hmm.
really going to spend too much time on it. I just think whether they're doing good or bad, I think
You
they're going to
think
look
he's
at
going to stay?
CP. No, I think he's going to be moved. Yeah,
Okay,
I think whether
gotcha.
whether they're doing good, if they're doing good, they look at CP and be like, you know what, you're playing so well. Some team, some contender might actually want to reach out and try to go get you or come get you.
Sure.
So I could see that being a realistic possibility. They're doing bad. The scapegoat's not going to be a guy like Steph Curry or
No.
they're going to look
No.
at Clay and be like, wow, you're not playing as well as we thought, or you're shooting below 40% from the field. They're not going to trade him, but CP is going to be the scapegoat. Like, you know what? He is playing pretty well in his role. A contender, again, could use him like, you know what? Let's bring this dude in and have him push us over the top. I don't know what team
Right.
reaches out, but maybe it's a team like the Lakers that are like, wow, we need a point guard like that.
Yeah.
Gabe Vincent and D'Lo are not the answer. We need CP. So
right. Send D'Lo back to Golden State. That would be pretty funny. I think I do agree with that. It's just like it really depends on how they're looking, what they're struggling with. Because like even if like Chris Paul is playing very well still at the deadline, package him in like first round pick. I'm sure you can get something like
you can go
you could get something pretty good in return for that, I think. But yeah, I definitely think it's a possibility. I'm thinking more of in the world of if they're not performing well, but I understand where you're coming from. Even if they are doing well, they could take advantage of his value and ship him off. So I can see that happening as well.
I think he just needs to average like something crazy for him like to stay under Golden State's umbrella. Because I feel like if he's averaging around 7 points right now. Let's say he bumps that up to like 10 and 8 off the bench. That's pretty damn good for, limited minutes in a 6-man role. But I can still see a realm of possibility where it's like, you know what? He's playing so well. His value is high enough. We could move him to a Minnesota if they want to upgrade at point guard or wherever. I just see that being a realistic thing.
Yeah, in 28 minutes right now, he's averaging 9 points, about 8 assists, and a steal and a half. So like he's
that's good.
And 10 assists per turnover, assist to turnover ratio over 10. So he's doing Chris Paul stuff. Just the scoring is down, obviously, but
limited minutes a game. So
yeah,
I get it. But kind of moving on here from one of the most veteran teams in the league, let's move on to a very young squad, particularly a new segment that I just want to introduce here, just called the Rookie Watch.
Rookie Watch.
Every week that, I probably go, I'm definitely going to highlight a person or a rookie that I think is just balling out. And I'm going to start it off with my favorite rookie, Asar Thompson.
Nasty.
Who really just looks like he's putting up center numbers. I feel like I look at the 11 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal. It's like, wow, Crazy. This is like a power forward or something,
He's putting up better numbers than I'm looking at the team stats right now. He's putting up better numbers than the starting center, Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah Stewart averages less rebounds, less steals, and he only averages half a block. So Thompson averages a block and a half more than him.
It's wild. It's wild, man. just looking at some of the stats too, like he's leading all the rookies in blocks and rebounds.
Crazy.
And he's 6'6", 6'7", playing in a role for the Pistons, but they might be struggling a little bit, but there's a lot of good, interesting young pieces on that team that just...
Jalen Duran's been doing pretty well, too.
Leading the league in rebounding.
14 and 11. Yep. Is he leading the league in rebounding? Oh, wow.
I believe. Like, at least he was towards
at one point.
Of the season.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, Detroit has a lot of young pieces, that's for sure. And I think it's just they're a team that kind of like... I don't want to compare them to them, but like... in a way, the Thunder, how like you have so much young talent that you're just kind of like giving them time to come into their own and like mold into a good team. I think that's what the Pistons are kind of doing right now. Like Cade, Jalen, even Isaiah Stewart, Thompson, Jaden Ivey, like they have so many young guys, and even this other rookie, Marcus. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Sazier, Sasser. I apologize for mispronouncing your name, but even he's another rookie. They have a good batch of young guys that eventually in a few years like this could really pan out and be a good team. But Thompson seems to really be a glue guy. Like he's a guy that gives you a little bit of everything.
Yeah, the stat nugget that I made sure I pulled for you today is that he joined Michael Jordan as the only players to record 30-plus assists, 12-plus steals, and 15-plus blocks in their first 8 games.
Hey, he's on a good trajectory right now. Some people are saying he's going to be the next GOAT.
Yeah. In terms of versatility, he's got that in spades.
You know what I love? I love the memes on Twitter when it's like Anthony Edwards has a good game and they do the side by side of his facial profile of Michael Jordan or something like that. It's just so funny. It's so funny to me.
Hey, anything
But
included with MJ is an honor, even if it is a meme. You know.
that's very true. Hey, well, I mean, you have your rookie watch, and you only introduced this to me right before we started filming. I got one for you too. All right,
Talk
I
to me.
got another one for you, and it's not as I feel like Thompson's a little bit more like, not as big of a name of, like the Victors or the Chets or anyone like that. But
Yeah,
I am going to give credit to Chet because let me tell you something. He is looking real fucking good. He has been looking
absolutely.
real good in his first 7 games. 17 points, 8 rebounds, almost 3 assists, 2.5 blocks, and a steal. And the Oklahoma City Thunder right now are the 6th seed. They're 4-3.
They're good. They're a good
They're
team.
good. They're good. They're putting it together. I really, really what they're doing over in OKC. And Chet, I mean, like someone with his frame and his size always scares me because I'm like, oh my god, like he's gonna have a bad fall, he's gonna get hurt or something like that. Let me tell you, if this guy stays healthy, no injuries, like he doesn't have another freak injury like he did last year, missing the year. You want to talk about unicorns? I know we
Yeah,
talk about Wembanyama a lot, but man, Chet, he's got something there too. He's got his own bag, and he's really, really good. He can do a little bit of everything too. I really like his game.
yeah, no, it's awesome. Like just watching them. Probably my early favorite league pass team there already,
Yeah,
which they kind of were
definitely.
last year, even without Chet
Mm-hmm.
being healthy. But now that he's available, it's like, wow, this is like must see TV. Like he threw a
Mm-hmm.
behind the back pass on the break the other
Yeah,
night.
yeah, he did.
It's it's
Him and
it's cool to
Shea,
see.
him and Shea together, there's a really good duo. I think they'll be able to make some noise in the Western Conference together.
Absolutely. And then like we can definitely foreshadow this later on, like in later episodes. But I
Yep,
definitely could see a budding rivalry between Wimby and Chet. So it's
sure.
definitely two guys, two unicorn type players. Well, apparently Stephen A. Smith said that they don't like each other all that much anyway. So, and they're in the
It's
Western
like
Conference.
it's
It's
like that
awesome.
meme where it's like, Mom, can we get like McDonald's on the way home? And it's like we have McDonald's at home, and like Chet is the McDonald's at home or something like that.
Yeah,
It's like
absolutely,
they're similar. Like OKC has their own Wembanyama,
for
similar
sure.
but different. And I do agree. Like I think that is a rivalry that we definitely could see for the years to come because of how similar they are. But yeah. I want to give my flowers to Chet so far because he has had a very strong start to the season.
Oh
I
yeah,
hope he
nah,
keeps it up.
for sure. That's definitely somebody that'll pop back up in the rookie watch as we go through the year. So
Yeah,
look
absolutely.
forward to it.
Absolutely.
Time to hit our next big topic, which is kind of like it's a little weird to me, honestly.
Hmm.
I don't even really know how to open this up because
Yeah, I feel you. I
yeah,
feel
like
you.
the in season NBA tournament that everybody's kind of either super excited about or just
Hmm.
really, taking a shit on basically. Like they don't understand the concept of
Yeah,
having college tournaments. Like they'll go to the Bahamas, they'll play 6 teams and then come back, or how
I
like
don't
people
think the
do
I
overseas
don't
for
think the
soccer.
players. I don't think the players even understand what's going on either.
I mean, you got
Damian
these,
Lillard was asked about it, and he was like, I don't know what. Like everyone seems more excited, but I don't know.
yeah. Like, either way, it's the regular season.
Hmm.
There's not a whole lot of incentive. I got like some numbers pulled up for you, like on screen. It's just the winning teams, well, the winning players each get 500K, and the winning coach as well. The runner-ups get 200. The semifinalists for both teams get 100, and then
Oh,
50K.
really? I
Yeah,
didn't know there was like
yeah,
second place. Like, oh wow,
yeah.
okay.
There's like pay scale, like from part time to contractor to full time. Like they got all these little incentives built out.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's kind of odd, but just to pull up the numbers before we get general overview and thoughts.
Hmm.
The first in-season tournament games was between the Knicks and the Bucks, followed up by the nightcap with the Nuggets and the Mavs, which averaged 1.72 million viewers, which nearly doubled last season's comparable window. So
All
that's
right. Let
dope.
me give let me give you my thoughts on the tournament.
Please.
I don't know. I don't have thoughts. I don't care. Like it's not, but like not in a bad. Like I don't. It's a bad thing, but I don't think it's like. I mean, a good thing in a way. I guess that's affecting ratings. I mean, that is what the NBA is ultimately looking
It's
for
a
is to get
business.
boosts in ratings. But like, it's just weird to me because it's like we're technically having an in-season tournament. It's spread out. Like it's not like every night. Like you had it last Friday. I think it'll start back up again this Friday. I don't know. Like the scheduling's weird, but it's
Yep.
like you started a tournament 6 games into the season.
That's the dumbest
It's
part.
like it's called the mid-season tournament. So I thought like it was gonna be like come like December, January, or like something like
Yeah,
that.
late
Not like
December, early January.
would make more sense. But now you're having teams compete. The only thing about it I really hate, some people you either love it or hate it. I'm on the side that hates it. The courts. I don't like the
Yes.
courts is whack. The courts are whack. Like the Suns playing on an all purple court. I don't like that. I will say though, if the NBA like styles it the way they are now, so in the for the in season tournament in the middle of the court they have the trophy, right? They have like the mid season trophy. If they bring that back for the NBA Finals, where it's like the Leo Bryan Trophy
The
in the middle of the
classic. The
court,
classic.
then it would work. That I
As well.
love that because if you're doing it for this, why not do it for the finals? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that, everyone loves that. Bring it back. It's iconic. Besides the point, I don't like the idea of it because it's something else. It's something different. It's whatever. I don't think the incentive is worth it. A few hundred thousand, I mean, a few $100,000. I mean, yeah, I mean, like, I would take a few $100,000, but like a LeBron James or something like that, do you think he gives a fuck about making an extra $500,000? Like, I mean, let's just be
Hey, well,
honest.
LeBron is pretty cheap. You know, maybe
Yeah,
that extra
okay, all right. Well, but it's like comparatively, like you have guys making 40-50 million dollars a year. I don't think that they're really going to put like really save all their time and energy for a game where they can make a $500,000. I think, and I've seen like this isn't something that I came up with. This is like different things I've seen on Twitter and social media. If it was like you win the in-season tournament and you get an automatic bid into the playoffs,
I
or
hate
like the play into, I don't. I
that.
think it's weird. I think it would be complicated, but I think something along those lines would make
Dude,
more sense
just
than a
just
money prize.
just envision winning the in-season tournament.
Mm,
Let's say they win the in-season tournament
mm,
and they go 32-50.
right.
Oh,
And,
hell, we don't even
and
have
then
to worry about the regular
and
season.
then the other issue is like, to your point, is like a team like the Hornets or any team wins. It's like, oh, we already made the playoffs. Like,
We
why
can
do we
tank.
care? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I get that. I understand that. But
But
it's like it's just me trying to think of like other ways to incentivize it and
I
to make it
get
feel
it.
more important. I think like it's you're on the track thinking of something like that, but it's not. That's not it. But it's like you can something. There's got to be something there.
Yeah. I definitely agree. There definitely could be better incentives. I think at the end of the day, players play for the love of the game, yes. But anytime you can make a little extra cash, that could possibly end up. I know it's
You
only
saw
500.
you saw on Paul George podcast. It was him and DeRozan,
Yeah.
and they were like, there are some sorry motherfuckers in this league that like
Yes.
don't really care about basketball. They just care about showing
Yes.
up, making money and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So like some love of the game,
Some
but
play for
to
cash.
your defense, but also on the other side of things, if people are playing for money and their stats, maybe this is a good incentive for some
Yeah.
guys.
I think for the most part, like, yeah, could the incentives be better? Yes. But I really I on like my snap show and called out when I was discussing
Mhm.
the topic. I think it's really cool to see the NBA try to do something else that's innovative,
I
you
agree.
know, and
I
continue
agree.
to
Hmm.
expand upon like the league's foundations, make things a little different. Because think about the All-Star game in years past, right? They've had the captain system where they draft people instead of just making it a one-sided affair where the West just ends up killing the East because the West was always
Well,
that much better
they're
most
going to
years.
be going back to that this year.
Yep.
Hmm.
But hey, at least Adam Silver put that down because the viewership they have
Yep.
in the in season tournament at least did pan out for him in that first game. But also just a nugget to share with people that might not know. They're really trying to schedule these games. If you look at the schedule, they're trying to schedule them on days where there's no college football, no NFL football, which
That's
is
that's smart. See,
like
it's all about ratings. They're just trying
exactly.
to get the ratings. That's all it is.
You're
That's
not
all it is.
stealing NFL fans in the middle of the NBA season because NFL
Hmm.
is the most prominent sport in this country.
Right.
So
Like
you're
they
not
can't hold the in-season tournament games on a
no.
Sunday. Not
No.
happening.
Or a Sunday,
Or
a
a
Monday,
Saturday.
or Thursday, a
Yeah.
Saturday, all four of those days are off limits.
Yeah.
But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, you know what? That's when
That's
the
all
in-season
all
tournament is.
yours. Hmm.
Yeah. So like for that reasoning, it makes sense. If you're trying to like really capitalize off of the chance to make as much money as possible, especially early on in the season where a lot of casual fans or even really dedicated fans don't really want to watch regular season games down to a T, or at least all of them. They don't
Hmm.
tune in until after the All-Star break, some people say. Or like, I watch the Christmas Day games and I tune back in during the playoffs. No,
Right.
that's not good for viewership for them to actually make some money and a profit off the regular season. So
Yeah.
I give them, a little soft applause.
I,
Like, they're trying to do something different.
I
It's
definitely
weird. It's
do
fun.
give Adam Silver credit. I mean, it's their first time doing it. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. I'm sure, they do it again in the future. They'll
Yeah,
come up with different ideas, different ways to go about it. I
absolutely.
do appreciate and respect that they are trying to do something different because, like, something had to, they needed something they need to freshen things up a little bit.
Yeah.
And obviously, like you said, ratings, that's the goal. It's working so far. So all credit to them. It'll just be it'll be interesting to see how it plays out after this
Yeah.
tournament, like the first tournament, see how players react, however it may, and seeing how they move forward with it.
You get to play in Vegas for the
And you get to play in
final,
Vegas.
which
Yeah, I mean, maybe
that's like
that's the prize.
it's
That's the prize. You get to
foreshadowing.
go to Vegas for a few days.
Yeah, you win, you get ball out with your new 500K. You go hit the
Whew, that's
roulette,
a dangerous weekend.
play some
Dangerous
slots.
weekend in Vegas. Oof.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
But
Mm.
maybe this is foreshadowing. Maybe it's like,
Mm.
you know what? About to get a team Vegas. Y'all check us out. Like, we're getting ready. So
Oh my God. That actually might just be what the NBA is doing. They might just
yeah,
be just having the games in Vegas so they can just see, like, oh, how fans are going to be
yeah.
out there.
Because
Thousand.
we have
Mhm.
summer league, but those
Yeah.
are obviously developmental players or rookies or real young players or guys trying to make it back in the league. We haven't seen Vegas since 2003. like,
Oh,
like summer league
we're going to
wise.
see after like, let's say the Lakers are in the finals or whatever, and they're going to ask LeBron after the game, and I bet you he's going to be the one to be like, man, these fans need a team out here or something
Yeah,
like that, because he'll be the first one to
yeah.
invest in it, because he'll be the
Look,
first one to invest in it.
as long as nobody else but Jokic or Embiid or Victor or one of those foreign guys don't win this thing, a LeBron, a KD, a Book, anybody that's American, no disrespect to our international
Yeah.
players, I love them, but any American-born player will endorse. We got to get a team out here. Like
Yeah,
that's going to
big
be the
time.
thing.
That's what
Absolutely.
the NBA. I bet you they're going to be like LeBron. We'll give you a few extra. We'll give you a few extra 100,000 if you just slide in this soundbite for us. Just
Yeah,
say we need the team in Vegas. Help us out a little bit.
they're trying to expand to 32 teams like the NFL anyway. So
Yeah, I
y'all
mean,
probably do that.
I think at this point it's kind of a foregone that we're going to get a team in Vegas. It probably should be Vegas and Seattle,
Yep.
and then like eventually then you have to kind of rework the conferences, which I don't think is going to be that big of an issue.
No,
But yeah, I think whether LeBron says something or not, I think this is just like they're just getting up for Vegas. That's all this is.
sure.
Ratings in Vegas. That's it.
Maybe I should have made that the last topic. But
That
that was entertaining. But for our
was.
last thing here, we're going to
Mhm.
shift back to actual teams, regular season, not this in season stuff that's going on. Your boys, well, your boy, Anthony
Your
Edwards
boy.
and the Minnesota Timberwolves, man, they're
Not
4-2
bad.
right through six
Not
games.
bad.
Four and
Not
two.
bad. One of
They
the
beat,
best defensive, if not the best defense in the NBA right now.
yeah, thanks to Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, honestly.
Best, he has the highest defensive efficiency rating. So it's like, all right, well, but not just
Yeah.
they beat both the Celtics and the Nuggets, which
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards actually that just happened on November 6th on Monday, where Anthony Edwards dropped
He
38 in OT to beat your
he
Celtics.
ran train on the Celtics, bro. Let me tell
Yeah,
you something. So
full train.
it was close. Like I'm obviously I watched this game and stuff like that, and like Tatum and Brown were playing decent. Tatum had a phenomenal fourth quarter, and then for some reason they decided not to get a last shot and not to shoot the ball in OT. I think maybe he had like one shot in OT, if that. Um, Anthony Edwards, bro. I think the Timberwolves had 13 points in OT, and he scored or assisted on 11 of them. He was hitting like pull up threes, the passes he was making and shit, bro. He is good. He
Anthony
is
Edwards.
really. I was talking to my buddy before the game started, and he's a Celtics fan, and like he follows all basketball and stuff like that. But he's not like a pass guy. Like he's not just gonna like watch other teams or whatever. Like he knows who Anthony Edwards is, and he's like seen him in Team USA and like whatever. But I was talking to him about like Anthony Edwards and all that, and he was just like, "Is he really like that good?" Like I know he like went off for Team
That boy
USA and
can
like he's a
smack
young guy.
himself face.
I'm like, bro, watch the game tonight and you tell me if he's good or not. And he had 38. I'm like, I talked to him after
Hey,
the game. I'm like, bro, I told you this guy's fucking nasty. I watch him play, dude. And I know I talk a lot. I know, like I'm a big fan of his, but like I watch him play, dude, and he's just so versatile and so just the way he moves around the court. It's
absolutely.
like he can get from one side to the other and get like in the smoothest way possible, and then somehow get off. Like he's arguably like statistically, he's one of the best 3-point shooters because he's like the youngest guy to get to 600, 700 threes.
Yep.
He's a really good 3-point shooter, like step back threes, off the dribble. Like he can do everything on offense, bro. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was watching last night.
You could.
And I could believe it. And not for nothing, he has that dog mentality. Like he was D'ing up on Tatum all OT, bro. Like he took that responsibility. And Tatum was trying to do his moves on him. Anthony Edwards poked the ball out. They both dove on the floor and then they were fighting over the ball. He's hungry, bro. He's got that dog in him, bro. He wants to be the best. I respect it so much. I love it.
Look, this man, ladies and gentlemen, Dante is glowing right now.
I am. Like and that's against the Celtics. And that was Celtics, bro. I'm like Tatum versus Edwards. I don't know right now. My heart is torn.
Man, the love that you have this man is incredible. But
He's
first,
insane.
before I even dive into anything, man, you need to tell your boy to rinse his mouth out with wolf piss. Like how do you not know? Like, is he really that good? I have a real problem with that question. I have a like I don't even know what to even say. I don't even want to know this dude's name. Like it's just like what the hell?
Well, like, to my friend that will not be named this episode. Will not be. Can't put him on blast. Can't put him on blast.
I don't want to. I don't want to know who he is.
He's gonna get death threats on Twitter.
I'm just like, dude, come on, man. Like this is a future perennial all-star for probably the rest of his career. You know, barring no injuries, man. Like I could see him making it every single year after year. But I'm not gonna go too crazy on your boy, man. Godspeed to his recovery. Hopefully he knows what's going on this
after last night. He definitely does.
But are we looking at the Wolves as contenders, man? Like you mentioned their defensive efficiency. I also want to highlight the fact that guys like Bruce Brown and Nikola Jokic even said that the Timberwolves gave them probably their biggest challenge all postseason long. With the size that they have, with Cat and Rudy, and then obviously Ant is a dog. Michael Conley's a good, steady veteran. Just Jaden McDaniels is a really good piece. Like,
yeah.
What do we out west? Are they an actual contender? How far could they go? Like,
I mean, let me tell you, bro, they got pieces. They got a very solid team. I mean, obviously Edwards, Towns, Gobert, Nazir Reed's averaging 16 points a game. Like that's another big, that's another huge, help off the bench and stuff like that. Jaden McDaniels, Mike Conley, Kyle Anderson, Shake Milton, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I mean, they have depth. They have guys that can go in there and play. It's just going to come down to staying healthy and being consistent. I mean, Towns missed like 50 games last year, so that definitely hurt them. He's only averaging 17 points a game. At this point, it is Anthony Edwards' team. He has the keys now. But I do think if they want to continue being contenders, I mean, because right now it does look like they are going to be, towards the top of the Western Conference. They're beating these good teams. They're proving that they can hit with the big dogs. The defense needs to stay, steady where it is. Towns, I think, needs to average more than 16 points a game. He's averaging a little less than 17 right now. Get that up to 20. You need two guys averaging at least 20 plus. Even though if Edwards is the one that is going to be taking most of the shots, averaging the most, has the ball in his hands the most, he still have to have Towns get his. But yeah, I mean, they look decent so far. I don't want to jump ahead and say that they will, be a championship contender. But if they keep playing the way they are, they're only allowing 101 points per game, which is really good. That's first in the West, 5 points. Like that's
a big margin.
Really solid so far. The only team that has a better, the next closest team is the Knicks with 102, and then after that, it's like there's no teams close to them putting up opponents' points per game. But I mean, so far so good for them.
Let me ask you this: like, do you look at Golden State as a title contender?
I see them more of a title contender than the Timberwolves.
And you
know if
that's because of namesake. I feel like
it's because of the door. Like that's the reason why I give them the edge.
That's why I want to put them ahead of the Timberwolves. But I mentioned I think the Warriors will struggle down the stretch of the season, or at least into the postseason, because they don't have the size. That's why I probably
if they got matched up. If they got Timberwolves, you have Cat, Gobert, and Reed.
The Warriors would have to focus on stretching the hell out the floor like they've done in their championship runs.
Mm-hmm.
And like running that faster pace offense that, we're seeing gaggle actions, we're seeing elevators, we're seeing all these different plays to free up the shooters, and it works. Like
Yeah.
like we give them their flowers, but I don't know. I think
Yeah.
I'm
I think
early, but I'd give the edge to a team like the Timberwolves with the size, with a budding superstar caliber player who's just as important to his team as much as Steph is to his. Like,
right.
I think
I
the
think
supporting pieces are better
Yeah, I
on the
think the
Timberwolves.
Timberwolves have a more complete team than the Warriors, and they have a lot less question marks for
Yeah,
sure. Me saying the Warriors is definitely I'm going off experience. Like
yeah,
it's like in
absolutely.
my head where it's like they make it to the playoffs, like they know what they got to do to win. The
I get that.
Timberwolves, they're so young, not so much. Even though they have a few like vets on the team, like Gobert, he's been on successful teams and whatnot, but and Mike Conley as well, but. I mean, we'll see how it plays out. I think the biggest thing for them is just health. Like, I think they just need to stay healthy. And if
Yeah,
they, this core group of guys, they have the full season to just figure it out, going into the playoffs, they could be a dangerous team. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Like this, I'm gonna leave it at this for me personally. I think the Warriors are great. Hell, I think a lot of the teams out west are great. But think back to like a couple years back when the Grizzlies made it to the WCF. And it
Mm-hmm.
was like, wow, this team is awesome. John Morant, Jaren Jackson, Desmond Bain. It appears to be construction going on outside my window. I don't know what that is. But we're looking at everything that's happening like with the Grizzlies at one. Wow, they're about a piece away. And obviously they lost to the Warriors. Ja got hurt, yada yada
Yeah.
yada. I'm looking at this Timberwolves team like with the same kind of set of eyes, where the key piece is Anthony Edwards, but unlike Ja, Ant has an offensive big that can actually score in bunches. Like Jaren Jackson,
Yeah.
no shade to him, but he's not really the best option. I still even think he
Yeah.
knows where he wants to score at the most on the floor. He doesn't have spots.
Right.
Karl Towns has spots. I think
Hey,
he
he
just needs
says
to get
he's the
back in the
best.
rhythm.
He says he's the best big man
And
shooter
yeah,
of all time.
and that's
So
cap. That's cap. It's still dirt, baby.
that's so not true. But
Still dirt.
I respect the
I just believe that the Timberwolves have a solid shot to
yeah.
surprise a lot of people come playoff time if they're actually still like in one piece through the finish line, or at least as close to it as possible.
I think the Timberwolves are the true definition of a dark horse team this year. They could make a sneaky run.
Yeah.
They could upset a few teams as they have to begin the season, but we'll see how it plays on throughout the rest of the year.
Exciting conversations, man. But enough
Exciting.
about these very holistic topics and us sounding all great and uppity. Let's play some motherfucking games, baby.
Let's
Let's
do it,
get into
baby.
it.
Let's do it. Come on now. All right. So you have 3, right?
Yes,
And I
sir.
have
I got that.
2. So you can start
Awesome. You know how I like to do this, man. You want to go easy, medium, hard. Like
hard.
hard. Oh wow.
Hard. Let's
Okay.
do
All
it.
right.
Started easy last week. Let's start hard this
Off
week.
the bat. Okay.
Let's
All
do it.
right. So
I'm feeling good.
just like one of your past games that you played with me that I feel like it was a little bit of a struggle, but I ended up getting there. I beat the odds.
Mhm.
I need you. I need you to the four down. All right, I need you to name the 4 DPOY winners that didn't go to college.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
It's just
Okay.
like the MVP game, like it's
Yeah. Okay. So one of them is KG. I know off rip. I'm gonna get KG out of there.
okay, yeah.
Did he go? Dwight Howard.
Okay.
He didn't go to college. Did
Dang, that's crazy. They didn't even have in the list, so it's 5.
Oh really? Oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
Like the list that I looked at, I was like, damn, he didn't go to school. You know what?
Yeah.
Name
Yeah.
the last 5 Name 5 DPOY winners that didn't go to college.
All right. There we go. Okay. So
That's for
KG
TikTok.
Dwight. Yeah. No, thank you. I was gonna say that's gonna help me out when I clip this up. Okay. Did Gobert go to college? He came from France. I don't know. Did he go to college? Is Rudy Gobert on that list?
Is that a guess? Like, are you?
Yeah, as a guess. Is
Yes,
Gobert?
yes. Rudy
Yeah,
Gobert
okay.
is one of them.
Okay. The international fit, sometimes that confuses me. Okay. So KG Dwight Gobert.
Got 2 more.
I'm just trying to go back in time here.
I will say you won't have to go back super far.
I'm not back the clocks too much. I don't know if he went. Did Ben Wallace go to college? Is Ben Wallace on that list?
Ben Wallace did go to school.
He did. Okay. What school did he go to?
I forget. I had it pulled up. Let me pull it up real fast. I don't know what the hell is going on outside.
We're getting chargers put into our apartment complex, like for Teslas, like those types of cars.
Oh yeah.
So they sent an email saying it's going to be pretty loud the next few days.
So Ben Wallace went to Virginia Union University. I knew it was somewhere a smaller school
Gotcha.
in Virginia. Yes, like
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Then let's think about this now. Trying to think. I'm trying to go back here. Like Dwight and Gobert, they won multiple. I'm trying to think. Early 2000s. Tim Duncan never won a Player of the Year. He should have, but he didn't. All right, let's think. Yeah, I feel like I'm like missing like a gap. Draymond Green, he went to Michigan State. Jaren Jackson, obviously. So it's got to be like in the It's got to be like in the 2000s, either early 2000s or like.
You are cold.
Is it like? Do I have to go like?
You can
back?
go back as early as 12 years ago.
Really?
And
Oh,
another person you can go back as early as 4 years ago.
Oh, Giannis.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Giannis. Yeah. Okay. So 12 years. 2000. That's why I'm trying to think of the Miami years, the LeBron Miami years, because I know he was like I feel like he could have won it one of those years. Marc Gasol.
There you go, baby. Now you're talking.
Let's go. Because I was like, I definitely have the guys that have won it. The notable players that won it a few times. Now, besides Giannis, but like a Marc Gasol, I was like, there's got to be that one guy that won it one year. That's like, obviously, like not like a small name. Like Marc Gasol is a well-known player, but like someone that just like one of these years just snuck his way in one year.
He shouldn't have won it. It should have
been LeBron.
Yeah.
It should have been LeBron. Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah, I mean, it's a crime that neither Tim Duncan or LeBron didn't win a Defensive Player of the Year at some point in their careers. Yeah. Should have definitely happened. Okay.
Good job.
All right, thank you. I fight a bit. The Giannis one, I was missing a few years. That was going to come to me, but I'm happy. I'm happy it didn't take me that long.
Yeah, nah, you killed it. I just don't know what faulty website left off Dwight Howard, and I forgot about it.
Yeah, that was like a KG was the first guy to come to my mind. So when it comes to like which player that didn't go to high school, I feel like KG is like always on these lists or whatever. And then Dwight's he was one of the last guys. So now I have to go to college. Okay. First game I have for you, Jerry. This is going to be a blind rank, okay?
Oh, shit.
I'm going to have you blind rank basketball references, top 5 in NBA MVP. It's like the award tracker. So they're top 5 in MVP voting right now. Oh. So they're 5. So it's kind of like basketball reference is like, they're very analytical. So like, for example, like he's not in the top 5, like Kristaps is 7th on the MVP tracker on this list. So like, you'll see. You'll get some big name players. You'll see. Okay. The first player that I have for you is Joel Embiid.
Ooh, Joel Embiid, man, just had a 48 piece. 10 for 10.
And I think this is all like updated pretty much. So like, I think this is like into like like the last night's games and stuff like that.
Just went 10 for 10 in the third quarter. Had a flawless period, like with 29 points. Damn. You know what? I still think they're gonna slight him. I'm gonna say number 2. Say
number 2. Okay.
He's averaging around 30, but I still think they have him at number 2.
I think he's leading the league in scoring right now. Actually,
no surprise.
No surprise. All right. The player I have for you is my boy, Jason Tatum.
JT's also. I think he was just named the player of the week.
He was. Yes, he was.
I think it's a safe spot for JT though. Like I'm gonna put him at 3.
Okay. The next player I have for you is Joel Embiid's teammate, Tyrese Maxey.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. How about that? Coming in at number 4 on the award tracker list, actually.
Number 4?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, that doesn't really spoil how you rank them, but like it is they do that.
I mean, he's playing really well. Damn.
I'm
gonna put him at 5 though. I'm gonna put him at 5. I think it's a little premature. I'm gonna slide him in at 5.
I'm trying to look at his stats. He's averaging 25 and gonna have a good year. And with
who?
Yeah, it's like can we get, like I said earlier, can we get McDonald's? We have McDonald's at home. It's Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Maxey McDonald's, baby. Maxey McNuggets. Let's go.
Maxey McNuggets. The next player I have for you is Luka Doncic.
Luka. Coming in at, I got to put him at 4. I know Jokic had 1. Like, he has to be.
And the last guy I have for you
Um,
is Nikola
yeah.
Jokic. So
I'm cool with that because
put
I
him in
already
at
know
number
they
one.
have him at 1 and Embiid's 2, isn't he?
Yes. So it goes. So on this, it's Jokic, Embiid, Luka, Tatum are the top 5, and then to
Tatum.
close it out, you have Steph at 6, Kristaps 7, Tyrese Halliburton at 8, Anthony Edwards 9, and another Sixer, Tobias Harris at 10. Yeah, it's disgusting. The basketball reference, no offense to them, is like just the worst MVP tracker. It's just funny because like they put like random guys in there because it's
Yeah.
all like based off analytic. It's like every single analytic possible they go after, but it's not like a true like ranking or like an NBA like award race tracker or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's very different. So, all right. Well, you finished with Jokic at 1 and B2, Tatum 3, Luka 4, Maxey 5.
Yes, sir.
I think that's pretty solid.
I think everybody from Basketball Reference is from Philadelphia.
You would think. You would think. Maybe one Boston fan in there because you threw Kristaps, but hey, I'll take it.
Maybe. All right. On to game number 3.
Let's do it.
Woo. All right. You know what? We'll stick on this trend of ranking teams. Instead of a blind rank, though, I want you to see what's going on here. So
Okay.
I just want you to rank these teams that have like the 5 best records in the NBA to this
Okay.
date. So we got Boston, Philadelphia, Denver, Dallas, and Golden State. Rank
Okay.
those 5 teams in order from best to worst in your opinion.
So can you repeat the teams again? So Boston, Philly.
Denver, Dallas, and Golden State.
Okay. Okay. Number 1.
Ooh,
I want to go from 5 to 1. I'm actually going to go from 5 to 1.
that's
Okay.
perfectly fine. Do you think?
I'm going to do 5 to 1. Number 5. Oh, actually, who do I want to put at 5?
Yeah, it's not easy.
No, it's not. I think at 5, I'm going to put, and this is going to be because I'm looking at the records right now. And like you said, they're all top of the league. So it's like at number 5, I'm going to put the Dallas Mavericks.
Seen it coming.
Yeah, I'm
I didn't know
going
if you had
to.
some trepidation with the
I
Warriors.
was debating between the Mavs and honestly, I'm going to put Golden State at 4 and I'm going to put Philly at 3. I think Philly actually has a pretty like complete team right now. Like they made out it possibly could have been with the Harden trade, getting some depth pieces back. He's doing everything that we all expected him to do, and Embiid still Embiid. Even Kelly Oubre is averaging 20 plus a game for them, and Tobias Harris is number 10 on the MVP tracker for Basketball Reference. So they're doing pretty well for themselves. So five Dallas, 4 Golden State, 3 Philly. Now this one's tough. This one's tough.
Talk to me.
This one's tough. Listen, this one is tough. I get it. Like Denver's 7-1, Boston's 5-1 as of right now, as of this recording. I gotta give Denver. So I'm gonna put Boston at 2, Denver at 1. I would love to put Boston at 1, obviously, but like they still have, there's still some things they gotta work on, they get over and stuff. Obviously, Denver's the defending champs. They're as complete as it comes. They have the best player in the world. The Celtics, you ask me this in 2 weeks, we do this again. Maybe Boston's number 1 that time around. But for right now, I think I gotta give it to. So,
hey, fair enough. I kind of figured that you put either Dallas or Golden State at 4 and 5, and Philly was going to be the odd man out, just sitting by itself at 3. So
right, yeah. I mean, 5 records are all doing well for themselves, but ultimately, I'm going Denver, Boston, Philly, Golden State, Dallas. There you go.
solid list.
Solid list. All right. The last game that I have for you, Jerry, this is going to be a thinker, okay? But not like, you're going to have to think. But like at the same time, I think you'll be able to, it's going to sound overwhelming at first, but I do think you'll be okay with this, all right?
I got my brain cap on.
Put the brain cap on. I need you to name me the 11 active players right now that have 2 or more rings. So 11 players, 2 rings, at least. Okay. Doesn't have to be exactly 2, just at least 2. So
all right.
Just list them off for me.
There's 11 of them.
Yes, correct.
Okay, well let's start with the obvious. LeBron, Steph,
Yep.
Draymond, Clay,
Yeah. Yep.
JaVale McGee,
Yep. Yep. There you go.
Danny Green. Let's see, who else am I missing here? Kawhi Leonard,
Yes.
Kevin Durant.
Yes. All right, you're rattling them off right now.
Let's see.
You
I
have
got
three left.
three
You have
left,
three
right?
left.
I just feel like it's like more Warriors just like sipping in the mist somewhere, right? Like they're just dancing around in
They're
front
just
of
in the background, yeah.
you.
They're just waiting for their names to be called.
KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Correct. You have two more now. Yep.
Let's see. What else am I missing here?
So there's the two names that are left. One of them, I do think it'll come to you. I do think you'll get one of them. The other one is going to take. That one's going to take a. You might have to dig deep for that one.
Active players with at least 2 rings. Let's just who won the chip the last few years? You got teams like Milwaukee, Denver. I don't think Denver featured any other piece that went. I don't think. No, they did.
I had to double check something, but we're still good with this list.
Milwaukee didn't have anybody.
I think you should keep thinking about what you were thinking about earlier.
Oh, with Denver's roster.
No, before that.
Oh, with Milwaukee's roster.
No, before that. Where did this start? What you were
like
rattling?
The Warriors, the Lakers.
I would stay in that. That realm.
I'm trying to think because like, who else am I? Jordan Poole only has one. Who else am I?
I think you definitely are going to get one of them. I don't think one of them. I think you're going to get without any hints. I still think you can get them.
And I already said JaVale. I'm just trying to run through like this Warriors roster in my head right now, like just in years past. These 2 chips. Did this player that's on this team play a role?
Yeah, big time.
Well, Iguodala's technically retired, so it's not.
He is retired. Right? Yeah. Nope,
okay.
Not him.
Okay. Active players. Who's still active? That was. Wait. No, I'm gonna get these 2 guys.
So all right. Yeah.
Let me throw out. I'm thinking of like a backup, but I don't know.
Not a bad way to think.
I don't think. I don't know. I'm gonna throw out JaMychal Green. I don't know if he was there for.
Not JaMychal Green. Okay, so I'll start sprinkling in some here. Okay.
Okay.
They're both big men. These guys.
I kind of figured that they are.
And one of them may. I mean, there has been some talk. Some people have said that this guy's jersey should be retired for the Warriors. I don't think they should do it, but he's been a part of a lot with them.
Been a part of a lot with
them. And he might still be on the team. I don't know. He might still be on the team.
A big man with the Warriors that could possibly.
I think Draymond said that his jersey should be retired.
Oh my goodness. I am so sorry. Kevon Looney. I am sorry.
He is one of them. Yep. Now you have one more. Now this guy is the one that I thought that you would struggle with. He's averages 5 points per game for his career. Has been on 7 different teams. Most notoriously with the Warriors. Won all of his championships with the Warriors, but he is currently in Cleveland right now. He was a first-round pick. Last first-round pick. He was the last pick in the first round of this draft, and he is a center, a big man for the Warriors.
That's tough.
This one is tough. This one really is tough.
So, average 5 points was notorious with the Warriors, or
yeah, I'm trying to think. What I don't even know if he had like he only played. He played less than 50 games with the Warriors. He actually was their starting center for most of the games that he played in 2018, 2019. I'm assuming he probably got hurt or something like that. But yeah, he was most of the time in Golden State.
Oh my God.
He went to Vanderbilt. There's not a lot of guys that have gone through Vanderbilt, but he did go to Vanderbilt. And he's actually good friends with my cousin. My cousin, they went to Vanderbilt at the same time.
And he's a center. He still plays today?
Yes. He does. Not a lot. only averages 6 games, but he is playing.
The Cavs.
Yes, correct.
And he played on the Warriors.
He was on the for parts of last year. He started the season on the Lakers.
And he played on the Warriors?
Yes. That's where he got drafted, and that's where he started his career.
What insane? In Cleveland? Who is this dude? I don't like when you said he started a part of his career. Oh my God. Because this also played. You said he played for the Lakers. He played for the
He
Warriors.
did.
I think he also played in Phoenix for a stint. Is that correct?
Yes, he did play for Phoenix. Yep.
This is Damon Jones.
Correct.
That's
Yes,
so
sir.
fucking weird.
Yeah, yes, sir. Damian Jones, yes. Won both of his championships with Golden State. I think it was the 2017 and the 2017-2018 season, or 2016 and the 2017 seasons. Yeah, and he is currently in Cleveland, averaging 6 minutes a game and 1 point per game.
I needed
Living
a
out the
lot of help
dream.
with that one
Yeah,
because
well, I mean, who the fuck is going to think of Damian Jones? You know what I mean? Like, that's just such a weird player.
I literally just remembered him in his little T-shirt under his jersey, like like.
I can't believe that's what made you say.
Well, when you said he started the season with the Lakers, I was like, oh, when we got Damon Jones, I was like, oh, maybe he's going to be solid. Like, he has some championship experience. Maybe he could play a role. He
gave you 2 points. He gave you a whole 2 points a game.
More than me. Good job.
Yeah, that's right. That's damn right. All right, there you go. Hey, you went crazy to start. Like, you got all of them. Like Kevon Looney, it took a little bit. Damian Jones, it took a little bit. But besides those two, bro, you were killing it.
Man, I appreciate it, but that shit was hard.
I thought Danny Green was going to be one that stumped you, honestly. I felt like he was going to be like a kind of tucked away. Like you had a real, but
Spurs, Raptors, Lakers. Like it's like an easy.
And now he's at home sitting on the couch.
Sad.
Do you see? He was like, he said, he had 90% of his stuff was unpacked, and then he got the call. Tough. Hate to see that.
I hope somebody calls him, man. I think he can still play a little bit, man.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think the report was like the Sixers might still get a call at some point if they need, if they have like an open roster spot or something. He definitely should still be on the team. I would love it. I mean, I wouldn't mind if the Celtics, maybe call.
All right, whatever. All right,
some veteran championship experience. Let's get him a 4th ring. Come on, let's get him another one.
So for our last game here, round 5.
Oh no.
No. This one terrible. It's me. It's me, Dave. It's me, Dave. Come on, man.
You know me.
But all right. So, what active player has the highest career high as a rookie? So their rookie season. God. Who happened to put up the most points? It's like a game of 20 questions again here. You can ask me, all these hints, whatever you need from me, I'll give them to you. Game of 20 questions, but what active player had the most points as a rookie?
Okay. All right. First question. When was his rookie season?
Oh, wow. 2018, 2019.
Oh, wow. Okay. So recent. Holy shit.
Great question to start.
I feel like I was like, that's definitely going to narrow it down for sure. All right. So 2018, that was Ayton, Bagley, Trae Young, Luka. Is this player a guard?
This player is a guard.
Okay. All right. So let's narrow it down now. Okay. Oh, actually, no, he was years before. Does this player play in the Western Conference?
No.
Oh, okay. Was he playing in the Western Conference?
No.
I had to cover didn't want to cut any corners. I want to make sure I was taken care of there. Okay.
You got questions?
So East guard. Is it Trae Young?
It is Trae Young.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm not trying to overthink it. I was like, that could have been a trick question where like maybe there was a guard that was like mid first round that just like popped off or something like that. But I really couldn't think too much. Who else was in the 2018-19 draft besides those 4 that I mentioned?
I don't know. But you know what? I need to keep 20 questions to yes 10. Or no type of thing.
yeah. That's when I asked what year it was. I was like, I got him where I want him here.
I kind of like
Shea. All right, so it was Ayton, Bagley, Luka, Jaren Jackson was the 4th pick. That's why I couldn't think of that. Trae Young, Mo Bamba, Wendell Carter. Oh my shit! Holy big man draft! Holy shit! Kevin Knox, man, you telling me it wasn't Kevin Knox?
We can end the show here.
Jerome Robinson with the 13th pick. Oh my goodness!
What a name, Jerome Rome.
Wow, there are some crazy picks here in this first round. Let me tell you so. Whenever you get some free time, look up the 2018-2019 draft and look at who was taken.
Yeah,
that is crazy how some of these players just didn't pan out. Crazy, but all right, that's game time for us, baby. So we did well. We both did pretty well with these games today.
I'd say so, man. We put on our AIG caps and and then did what we had to do.
Yes, sir. We both killed it. And we hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode as well. Jerry, before we head out here, before we give our closing, our typical like follow us here, there, all this and that, do you have any last words you want to say to these amazing fans?
Nothing really, man. Just the NFL season's winding down. You know that we're football meatheads as well as
Fuck
NBA. So,
football, bro.
oh,
Fuck
never.
football.
He's a
Fuck
Pat. He's a
fantasy
Pats fan.
football.
He's a
I
Pats
hate
fan.
no that and fantasy football is trash. I'm just saying that.
I can agree.
Seven guys who were starting for me in week 1 out this week. Out. Justin Fields, I don't know what's going on with him. Jameer Gibbs on a bye. Justin Jefferson IR. James Conner IR. DK Metcalf. He may as well he just should have been out, honestly, because he only had 1 catch.
Terrible.
Drake London bye. 49ers defense bye. Sam Laporta bye. Yeah, it's just terrible. It's terrible. I was 3-1, and now I'm 3-6.
I can't even really make any type of reactions because in both of my leagues, I had like a really, really like rough start. But I have the second most points in my league.
So you're good.
I'm
so
also 3-6. Like,
do you have anything with like points, like someone with most points or something makes that's tough.
Nope.
See, that was my hope because we do it like top 4 teams. So we have conferences like top 2, and then the highest point getters are next in. And for a while, I was like still like scoring plenty of points. Out the window now.
I got shat on in this.
I'm gonna be, if everyone comes back, knock on wood, I could be one of the best teams ever in the loser bracket for sure. But I don't think a championship's gonna be coming my way this year. But hey, it is what it is.
I'm winless in that regard.
But thank you guys so much for watching. If you are listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anything like that, please make sure to follow, give us a rating. It helps us out a lot. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, subscribe, put in the comments. Honestly, anything you want, anything that you agree with, disagree with, any topics, any games you would like to see us play in the future. Yeah. If you want to just sound off, debate with us, agree with us, put in the comments. We will definitely, look over some comments in the future if there are some good ones in there like we've done in the past. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Look up Sitting Courtside. We're there. Follow me and Jerry on our personals. That is on the screen here. And yeah, we're 2 weeks into the season. We're into the thick of it now. We are rolling and we are excited. So we will have plenty of more basketball to talk about next week for episode 15. But until then, peace out.